Yesterday, the video I made about depression with the beautiful sunset as a cover, I just wanted to add a little more to that, give a little understanding. I know for me, everybody's different. When I understand things, I function better. I'm better able to make, better choices for myself. So I just wanted to just shed a little light on, I guess, depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, low self-worth, and all of these different things that I think we all struggle through at different times in our lives. Some of us more than others. Some of us, the bouts of it lasts longer. Some of us get through it. Some of us don't. Some of us live with it my whole life, their whole lives. I know I've dealt with it within myself, my family. Yeah, let's get to it. I used to watch this preacher a long time ago called Creflo Dollar, and I used to watch a lot of other preachers that helped me along the way. Like, they were speaking a lot of truths that I resonated with, so I learned a lot. And one thing that Creflo always said at the beginning of his sermons or whatever, is a phrase called, "In all of your getting, get understanding." And that never left me. Understanding is huge. You ever heard the scripture in the Bible that says the truth shall set you free? Well, that is really real, at least for me. Like I said, everybody's different. I've been a seeker of truth for a while. So my whole life, my whole life. But yeah, the depression and anxiety and all these things that we encounter in society, in our lives, in our day to day. Personally, from what Source God has taught me on my journey, I've come to understand it. The cause of it is because few things. We, one, feel like we're separate from God, that God is somewhere out there, somewhere far away, somewhere in the sky, I don't know. And it's due to religion. Now, I can't claim to know why religion has framed God in the ways that it has. I have my suspicions, but that's not even important. The point is, God is not separate from who you are. Those who are struggling with depression and anxiety and low self-worth and low self-esteem, you don't value yourself as God does. God is not somewhere outside of you, in terms of in the sky, somewhere separate from you. We live in the illusion of separation from God so that we can come into full remembrance that we are God in human form, that we were never separate from God, and that is impossible to be separate from God. God is literally within you, and you are a physical representation of what God is, right? Of who God is, which is love and light, right? Now, God in its pure presence and essence isn't physical. You cannot touch God. Like, you in your human form will not be able to perceive God in its pure state. But if you look around you, if you go to your mirror at home and look in the mirror, you can see God. If you look at a tree, you see God. If you look at another human being, you will see God. Now, mind you, not all of us are acting in the ways of the pure essence of love that is God, because we are under the illusion of separation, and that causes us to act in ways other than unconditional love, right? So those of us who are not, and even me, right? I realize who I am. But even in that, in my journey onto the oneness within, being one with myself, one with God within, I'm still going to mess up. I'm still going to do things that are not loving. And this is where grace comes in. We got to give ourselves grace, because remember, God doesn't judge us. God does not judge us. God does not hold anything against us. And God doesn't need anything from us. God just wants to love you, to give to you, to teach you about who you really are, to help you to remember and understand that I am you, you are me, we are one. God is, you know. So when you come under judgment from other people, that's not God. Don't take that in. Don't take it into yourself like if, like something's wrong with me. Don't let it hit your self-esteem. Don't let it degrade you. Understand that when other people are acting in certain kind of ways, they are in full separation mode. You remember, whoever you are who's listening to this, you're under the illusion of separation. It's just for you to realize, to come into the realization that you were never separate from God in the first place. That every time you look in the mirror, every time you wake up every morning, every time you take a breath and breathe, that's God. God is right there with you, breathing you, right? The breath of life, right? So do what you can. Like for me, I know this I'm going to switch my camera. This book has really, I read a lot of books to help me understand myself, who I am and why I'm here. So I'm going to switch the camera and show you this book that I'm reading right now. I read it daily before I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning. And it really is helping me switch my mindset a lot on a lot of different things. Book right here. Yes, I Am Mantras. It's like a drilling, You're drilling into your subconscious the truth about who you really are, what you really are, why you're here. Isn't that the question that most of us ask ourselves, at least at some point in our lives? Like, why am I here? Who am I? What's my purpose? Well, you came in with all those answers within yourself. So whatever people tell you outside of yourself, take that information to the truth that you were born with within yourself and ask, is this for me? Is this for me right now? Is this relevant to the truth that I was born with for self, for what I came here to do and be and become? And part of the depression thing that's prevalent on this planet is that people feel like they can't be themselves, that they're too different or unique, or they feel like they have to do what everybody else is doing, act in the ways that everybody else is acting, think in the ways that everybody else is thinking, believe in the ways that everybody else is believing. And that's what causes us to feel depressed and anxious and worried and all these different negative emotions, because we don't feel free to be who we came here to be. So give yourself permission to just be. Tell yourself it is okay to think the way I do and express the way I do, laugh the way I do, dress the way I do, believe whatever I want to believe. As long as you're not hurting another human being, you need to let go of other people's expectations, society as a whole, whomever, and just be yourself. Look into who you are. Start asking questions within. Start reading things that build your self-esteem, build you up in who you are, that validates your unique being. Okay? And go out there, and whoever doesn't like it, you don't need them in your life anyway. All right? Whoever criticizes you, it's okay. Let them go. Or if they fall away from you, you're better off. All right? You will find or gravitate toward those people who appreciate you for you, and doesn't require you to twist yourself in a pretzel so that they can be happy being around you. Let those people go. It will hurt. You will cry. You will be upset. But in the end, you'll be better off because you get to be you. And that's where your source of happiness lies, is in the authenticity of you being yourself and loving that. Living from self. Okay? So, don't take on the world's stuff if it stops you from being you. Don't believe anything that makes you feel guilty and bad and putting yourself down. Check information before you accept information. Check information within with the God force, the love force within you that is you before you accept information. Okay? And don't let anybody tell you that you got to be any kind of way to be happy, to be successful. You just got to be you. Happiness, joy, and success will find you. You are happiness, joy, and success once you be yourself. If you are not being yourself, you can't tap into your own joy, happiness, and successes. All right? All right, love? So, depression and anxiety, it can be overcome. Okay? You're looking and listening to someone that is overcoming. I am not perfect, but I tell you, I know where I've been. And I've been into dark corners and places. And I'm not there anymore. And I'm so grateful. All right? And you can do it too. I believe in you. I believe in me. And I believe in us. And we can do it. Love ya.